My name's Kim Kardashian. I'm the dopest on the ropest person in this class.
Making a celebrity icon is not an easy task. Just ask Kim Kardashian West.
Kim, it sounds like you might be having a little bit of a hard time.
Her rise to worldwide household fame took more than just a few bold choices and self-confidence. Growing up with a famous lawyer dad and styling for Paris Hilton may sound like heaven to some, but for Kim, it wasn't enough.
So what else are you doing? I don't know.
She decided to take her life and the life of her family to the next level.
You would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
From an adorable child to a savvy business person, there are many reasons Kim became famous for being famous. But there's more behind the lens of what appears to be a perfect life.
I've just go through this worst case scenario mode.
The lady wanted it all and she got it. But what was the price?
That I was going to end up feeling this way.
The Kim Kardashian story will show you just how Kim made herself into the famous woman we know her as today, and why it could be detrimental to herself and society. Now let's dive into this reality star diva's rise to fame.
You can see me when I'm famous and older and remember me of this beautiful little girl.
There's Kim Kardashian at her 8th grade graduation, already knowing exactly what she wanted in life: fame. And now, in 2018, we know that her dreams became a reality in a major way. But how did this young girl with a passion for being in front of the camera get all the way to the top of the fame food chain? What parts of her life did she sacrifice to become who she is today?
Maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
Kimberly Noel Kardashian was born to Robert and Kris Kardashian on October 21st of 1980. Kim is the middle of 4 children, with Kourtney as the eldest and Khloe and Rob the 2 youngest. She was born into an already wealthy family who was prominent in the Los Angeles socialite community. Her father, Robert Kardashian, famously defended O.J. Simpson as one of the 10 lawyers who were part of the Dream Team to get the alleged murderer off the hook in 1994 to 1995. O.J. was a friend of Kim's father. Robert actually reactivated his license to practice law to help his friend out. However, the case has massively divided the family, but we'll get to that later. Way before the Simpson case changed the Kardashians' lives, Kim had a normal life, as normal of a childhood as she could with the wealth she grew up in. Kim played soccer and went to Johnny Rockets for junk food and dressed up pretending to be a dancer. Kim attended an all-girls Roman Catholic school called Marymount High School in LA. The Kardashian siblings have had a wide mix of backgrounds. On Kris's side, there's Dutch, English, Irish, and Scottish ancestry, while Robert is 3rd-generation Armenian-American. Kim and her family have always said that they are really religious and have been reported to partake in morning group chats where they discuss a verse from the Bible.
Have little Bible calendars on, by our sinks, all of us, when we wash our face every morning.
When Kim was just 13, Kim admitted she took her parents' car for a spin. She posted a photo of her young self sitting in the driver's seat with a pager. It was 1993 at the time. She said in the caption, "We might have snuck out and taken it for a spin." Growing up, Kim was always the sensible one, out of all the siblings, despite this one little joyride, we're guessing. She never caused any trouble and was always reasonable, which is probably why her father, Robert, openly favored Kim, even though he knew he shouldn't. In Kris Jenner's cookbook, yes, she has a cookbook, she revealed to fans that Robert used to say, and we quote, "I'm thankful for all my girls, but especially Kimberly." Kim still misses her father, and she's even tried to contact him through different mediums. Kim claims that on the awful day of the Paris robbery, so many years after her father passed away, that he tried to warn her. On the day of the robbery, Kim's BlackBerry alarm went off at 11 a.m., even though she's never set an alarm in an entire decade of owning the phone. Could it have been Robert? Kim believes so. As a child, the two were very close, but when Kris divorced Robert and remarried Bruce Jenner in 1991, Kim also became very close with Bruce. Bruce says they're usually pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, things have certainly changed.
What is wrong with you?
At the age of 12, Kim dated Michael Jackson's nephew, TJ Jackson. The pair was a hot young couple from an affluent LA family. They lasted 3 years together. Her dad wrote her a letter saying that her body would garner her attention from men, but that she should know her self-worth. And only lastly, her mother put Kim on birth control at only 14 years old. This ultimately put Kris under a lot of fire,
What?
in which she explained that as a mother, you protect your children. For years, many people called Kim Paris Hilton's assistant, but this fact is entirely untrue. Kim knew how to get in with the top, but she was never Hilton's assistant. Kim did, however, work as Paris's personal closet organizer. Kim would go to famous and rich people's homes, organizing their closets and selling whatever they didn't want on eBay.
This has got to go.
Some of Kim's famous clients included Lindsay Lohan, Nicole Richie, Rob Lowe, and Brandy. And it was because of Brandy that she later became famous. But more on that later. Earlier, we briefly touched on the whole Robert Kardashian O.J. Simpson trial. Well, we're back to it, because this was a major event in Kim and her family's lives. As we mentioned before, Robert defended his good friend O.J. after he was tried for the murders of his ex-wife and her friend, Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Though Simpson was a person of interest, he did not turn himself in. But on June 17th, a low-speed pursuit of O.J. took place. After what deemed a suicide note was read by Robert Kardashian. The chase was the infamous Bronco car chase and was televised live across the nation.
Down there on the ground is a white Ford Bronco.
The trial against O.J., including the pursuit and the arrest, is said to be one of the most publicized criminal trials in American history, also being called Trial of the Century because of its international appeal. So why is all this criminal business interest of Kim's story? Well, the trial was so widely publicized that it made a household name of Kardashian. And Kim was right there along with them for all the turmoil. This caused major tension in the family. When Rob joined the defense team for O.J., it immediately divided the family.
He was definitely stunned. I mean, you could look at his face and see it.
With all the media and publicity that the case got, despite the negativity, it still put the Kardashian name on the map. Perhaps it was in her blood, or perhaps the little clips of her family on E! News got to Kim, but either way she realized she loved fame. Kim decided to use her stepbrother Brody Jenner to get on the most popular reality TV show of the time, The Hills. Kim appeared in multiple scenes in season 2 at Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt's housewarming party. However, those scenes were left on the cutting room floor and never made it to the show. Kris Jenner even once confronted Spencer, asking him if he'd manage her daughter, Kim's career. Spencer laughed in her face. But now he's definitely regretting that snippet of fortune that he missed out on. In 2000, Kim married for the first time to a man named Damon Thomas, who was a music producer. Kim married Damon when he was 10 years older than her. She was only 19, but the couple didn't last. 3 years later, in 2003, they filed for divorce. Kim's divorce papers apparently claimed that Damon had abused Kim on multiple occasions, including choking, turning her against her family, and hitting her. In the end, Kim received $56,000 from Damon, who denied all claims of abuse that she made against him. What really happened? We aren't sure, as it's something that Kim rarely, and more like never, speaks about. So much so that Kim's second husband, who many thought of was her first, Kris Humphries, didn't even know about it until weeks before he was going to propose to her. In an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim casually mentioned her first marriage, and obviously Kris was shocked, along with Kris Jenner, who was also there and said that Kim was making things really uncomfortable. That's just another memeable moment for Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yo, I'm not doing this right now.
But back to the story of Kim getting to the height of her fame. In 2006, Nick Lachey had very publicly divorced Jessica Simpson. The two had a reality show called The Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica. And Nick, at the time, was at his height of fame. However, Kim was not. The two started dating, and Nick claims that Kim informed the paparazzi so that she would be able to be seen with him. Kim was subtly but surely finding her way into this world, and she was working all corners to get where she wanted to be. In May of 2013, Details magazine, Nick claims that Kim tried to use him to get famous. He said that, let's just say we went to a movie, no one followed us there, and somehow, mysteriously when we left, there were 30 photographers waiting outside. There are certain ways to play this game, and some people play it well. Well, he called that one right, and she sure does know how to grow her empire. So the question is, if Kim would use Nick to get famous, would she use her own body to get famous?
Oh no, don't you try and do that.
Remember how we mentioned meeting Brandy and how it would change Kim's life? Well, Kim met Brandy's brother, Ray J, through her and the man that she would film the infamous sex tape with, and the tape that would lead to only the start of Kim's fame. How does one become famous for being famous? Do something controversial that the world will look at with judgment, then defend it. And Kim did just that.
I wasn't thinking like, oh, this happened to her, this could happen to me. I think in a lot of things in life, you never think this could happen to me.
She played her cards right in this situation, and so did her mother, Kris Jenner. From this tape onward, nothing would ever be the same. There's been so much controversy over Kim or her mother Kris, and if they had anything to do with the leak. In the interview with Complex before the tape leaked, Kim was even already referred to as the new It Girl. The magazine read that she owns a high-end LA boutique, Dash, reorganizes closets professionally, and she's doing Lindsay Lohan's Next Week, styles celebs, and slangs closet accessories on infomercials. So if Kim was already being touted as the next It Girl, why would she need to release such a provocative tape on top of it all? While Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired for the first time on October 14th of 2007, only months after the tape leak. Could the tape have been a dangerous way to market the new show?
I think she should do it. I think it'll be really great.
Well, let's go back to the interview with Complex. After Kim had denied any tape existing, they followed up by asking, are sex videos the new stepping stone? Because her BFF at the time, Paris Hilton, had an infamous one. Kim answered, I don't know, that's a weird thing. I'm not gonna lie, when someone has one, I definitely go look it up on the internet. Everyone does. Could Paris have been the one who got the idea floating in Kim's head on how to become even more famous? In the end, Steve Hirsch, a Vivid Entertainment CEO, spoke to Page 6 about the truth of what happened. The rumors about Kris being involved and Kim wanting it leaked were fake. The tape came from a third party. But still, that meant that they needed the rights from both Ray and Kim to release the footage. Hirsch explains that at the time he didn't want to release the tape because of Kim, but because of the people that she was connected to. Hirsch tells Page 6 that it was a very difficult time, and ultimately we were able to come to an agreement. It was a very difficult deal to get done, probably the hardest deal we've done. Kim did not want to make it happen, but that means that yes, Kim and Ray J did sign something. Kim ended up selling the footage to Vivid, and they were legally allowed to distribute it. It's reported that she received approximately $5 million. But Kim's lawyer, Marty Singer, says that that number was greatly inflated. Either way, the tape was legally released with permission from Kim and had nothing to do with Kris. Later speaking to Oprah, Kim told her that the tape jump-started her career and put her family on the map, and it began their path to fame. The interview between Kim and Oprah happened after Keeping Up with the Kardashians aired and the tape was released. In 2012, Kim admitted to Oprah that it was a big regret. That interview happened years after Kim blew up to the worldwide fame that she is today. The tape put her on the map, but Kris Jenner getting the reality show deal for her family, which was a major success, maybe even more than they all realized, is what would ultimately allow Kim's fame to last.
She's my manager, and I love her to death.
Kim thrived on the show, becoming what most people know her as the most famous of the Kardashians. In the first episode, Kris would even talk about Kim's junk in her trunk, which, once again, became a major defining factor as to who Kim was.
She said you have a lot of junk in your trunk.
I meant outside in your car. There's some stuff in your car we need to get out.
Kim has used her worldwide fame and notoriety to endorse hundreds of products on her social media and in the show. This is huge, if not one of the largest contributing factors to the star's income. Hence, using her fame to stay famous at this point.
Should I just pour it all over me?
Then they owe you a lot more money.
Kim opened her own makeup brand, which is taking off, called KKW Beauty, and has rocked her net worth in 2018 to an estimated $350 million. Kim uses her fame to sell products to young, influential people who love the long-lasting reality show and reality star herself. Many criticize the family for using their fame in this way, but then again, many people can't pull themselves away from watching the famous star. It seems that all Kim has ever wanted to be seen and heard and cheered for around the world. Now married to Kanye West with 3 beautiful children, North, Saint, and Chicago, we wonder if her priorities are changing. Her success has reached levels that many celebrities will never know. From multiple spin-off shows to included on Time's 2015 list of the 100 most influential people, to multiple businesses and publicity that never stops. It seems that Kim will never be able to escape her own empire, the one that she built. Even since she was little, Kim always wanted to be famous.
I'm so popular.
And when she grew up, she wanted the same thing.
Where can I go? Where can I be seen? Who's there? What are they doing?
All this to say, Kim Kardashian has taken over the world and is a celebrity icon in her own right.
To present the special CFDA Influencer Award to Kim Kardashian West.
Without shame, Kim has made herself into a savvy business person, a loving mother, and a reality star tycoon, famous for being famous. Though we never know with Kim, it seems that she may be wondering if this is what she really wants for the rest of her life.
Where it's just all I want is privacy, and I never thought I'd ever be to that point.
But as the famous saying goes, be careful
You can see me when I'm famous.
what you wish for.